as it looked in the jars. There's enough dust to make a whole other chalk stick. Crazy.
Oh, you weren't lying. That is crazy looking.
Name this organism. Lobelia is the genus name, so class name? Hydrozoa. Don't learn those genus names, y'all. Something to think about, in case you're going, no, wait a minute, how am I going to keep this? Notice the feeding polyp here, that's that entire object, looks somewhat like the organism we were just looking at. So what are these things?
Tentacles.
That makes this the,
Mouth.
and this whole red stripe through here,
Gastrocavity.
gastrovascular cavity. Now remember, it's multiple choice, you're picking it off of the list. So when you see gastro, whatever, you know we're talking about the gut. So that's the thing's gut through there. How about the edge, the cup, if you will? That's the word that sometimes people forget about. Now notice they're fairly obvious there. So, what are these things? Medusa buds. And the whole thing? An angium or reproductive polyp. So depending on if you learn that term, gonangium, cool, that's its technical term. You're thinking, what is that now? This is the reproductive polyp. This is where this thing's eventually going to pop and these things are going to swim away.
So all we need to know this by is hydrozoa.
Yes. Yes, and the thing to remember is that looks like its cousin, so they're in the same class. Now this is the one that if you look at it as dead stuff in jars, it looks more like a lettuce. And it's a much larger organism. You're not going to look at it and go, oh, it's hydrozoa. You're going to look at it and go, what is this, lettuce? It's kind of a funny looking thing. Yeah, there's that one. I know you can all see that from where you are. It looks like little chunks of lettuce. So that's this thing. Now, as an entire organism, it's much larger, because it has all these little repetitive parts. It's a much bigger thing. Okay, so you recognize it as a class as hydrozoa again. What sex is this?
Male.
All right, because that's all I have. But you can definitely tell the difference. He's bumpy, she's lumpy.
What was the name of that?
Hydrozoa, that's the sexual form. Most of the time they do the asexual thing. Anyone recognize this? Tapeworm. Now, my particular view here is very truncated. Notice all of this. So this is baby tapeworm, which ain't cute. This is the Cystericus. Now, this thing's a little bit too large to show you on this scope. And when we talked about this in lab, that's why I didn't show it to you on this scope. But you do have a lot of choices here for review. Here it is. So that's 102. The B view on 102. Now we can see this thing's head very well. What is this? These are suckers. Whole entire object is the right. You guys with me? Okay. The B view on 102 is where that one is. So the whole thing is called, if I ask you what that is, baby tapeworm is a Cystericus. And then I might ask you the class name. What's the class name for tapeworm, Joe?
Cystota.
Cystota. Now again, don't be afraid to start with. And here's the thing, particularly on dead stuff in jars.